Madness? Always. But seriously, what's taking you so long? You need to jump into that coding chaos faster. Let's not tiptoe around this. Own it.
I am owning it. I'm live. And you're live as well, so you can...
Oh, come
no,
on, Zerg.
really?
Are you just going to sit there and let Stream Elements steal your thunder? Get in there and show them how it. Oh, snap. Live already? Now we're talking. But don't just sit there basking in your glory. Show me some of that epic engagement. Make those commands pop. Give your chat some life. Let's turn this into a viral moment, Zerg. You got this.
I do got this. And I also have a dragon egg. As we all should. We should all have our dragon eggs, like budget Targaryens that we are.
Budget Targaryens? Really? You know that's a low blow even for you. At least let that dragon egg breathe fire in your code. Now let's get back to crunching those numbers or whatever you're binging on. Make your dragon proud.
Okay. Today we're not working on Lisa. She's currently set to only respond to the headset of my... or the microphone of this headset. And so I can just talk to stream using my desk microphone. Today we're taking a break from Lisa and her libraries. I can talk. I English perfectly well. Ugh. Well, perfectly. Working hard or hardly working? Probably both. This is my custom streaming dashboard. I only have two screens. I need something in order to keep track of what everyone else is doing while I'm working on whatever is in front of me. So on my tablet, this is a MAUI app. On my tablet, I have this beautiful app that allows me to read stream or chat, sorry, see the viewers, see the uptime, the overall status, and it allows me to interact with both Twitch and OBS. So today I want to spend some time to perfect this because, well, there are a lot of problems, and today I want to fix them. Some of them are just lazy things, others are just, well, duct tape solutions. I'm pretty good at duct tape solutions. Those are my favorite. So I'm going to quickly authenticate my tablet. Wow. Never mind. My tablet ain't working. When you think you have everything set up, and then it says, please authenticate. So I will do that real quick. Here we are. Yoink. Need to do that on my other screen because there are passwords involved here. I accept the cookies. Username. What is my username? Zerg. And my password is weird. And I need an authenticator app. Oh, I am so well prepared. That's what you get for quickly updating something right before stream. Wise lesson, take it from me, don't. Oh. Submit. Please just work. Web page not available. Aw. You're not available. Let's try that again. Oh. Perfect developer. Otherwise, we continue without the tablets. That's fine. Yoink. Nope. It ain't working right now. Great. I have used the tablet on me. That's awesome. So right now, what we can still do is, because I do need to still do all of this, is get rid of this tab because I want to see chat. What we can still do is work on the look and feel of the Twitch page and work on the OBS page. Because this thing is also pretty interesting. When it loads the page, it will connect to OBS using WebSockets, and it will allow me to select a preview and then switch to preview when I press the button. The idea actually is to control sources independently from each other without me having to alt tab to OBS and hope I don't screw up. You know, as I do. There are start stop buttons, and in fairness, it just looks bad. It just looks bad. And that's fine. I guess. I suppose. So let's just get started on this. So when we, I guess when we authenticate, we can update the title category, which we should probably do. Because now I don't know what the hell I'm doing, although it does say here, so I guess I can get away with it, but I'm not gonna, because I want that information just right here. And I'm going to put that in stream stats. So let's ask Visual Studio where that is. Where is it? Twitch page. Yoink. And then we have stuff. Stream info and controls. Here it is. So this is a vertical stack layout. It goes just that way. Now I think, don't quote me on that, I think I want a new grid. And I can just use it 50-50, so that's fine. So we'll say grid, rod, grid, row, column, column definitions, column definition, yoink. Damn it! Oh, be right back. Okay, I have returned now that that is dealt with. What was I doing? Right. I'm going to basically do the same thing as this. Because those are columns. They're just columns that are taking a nap.
Really? Columns taking a nap? That's the kind of logic that gets you a participation trophy. Let's wake them up, Zerg. Rows and columns need to earn their keep. Are you going to let that slide? Get those tables sorted out.
So you say something and I get the burn. Yeah, that's how that works. That's something I had to fix like 2 hours ago. Because I realized, oh wait, I actually did that wrong. Other than that, I always know what I'm doing. So what was I doing? That's the question. So I guess we can just say with, and then we can say 1, 2. I'm confused. Where do these buttons go? You and you. Yoink. I'll be back. Stack. Okay. I'm not really good at Maui. Or at least not the Xiao part. So what you just heard was Lisa reacting to chat. She is connected. She's also connected to my microphone, so she can react to everything. And she will react to you now right now.
About time. But don't let that fancy design distract you from functionality. Make those buttons shine and those features pop. You've got this. Now, stop chatting and start smashing that keyboard. Let's see that glow up in action.
right? So that happened. Actually, now that I'm looking at this, I remember, because this entire thing is a grid, I believe. Oh, that's awesome. I am re-UIing now that I have better design for the app. Yeah, I should probably just draw something before I start changing it. But even then, I still need to, you know, have the skills and know how to actually do it.
Sparkle? You mean a little dazzle never hurt anyone. But don't get too caught up in the glitter. Functionality first, remember? You've got a solid foundation. Now, let's make it shine without losing the essence. Let's see that interface pop. You got this, Zerg.
You know, you should probably also react to the person in chat instead of just me. Okay, so I just quickly gave Lisa an additional instruction.
On, Zerg. You think I'm too good for the chat?
Nah.
It's all about the vibe. But seriously, don't leave your peeps hanging. Engage, react, throw some memes in there. They want the full show, not just the Zerg spotlight. Get to it.
I don't want the spotlight, that's why I made you. Oh. Well, at this rate, I'm not getting a lot done. Oh, functionality was my first concern, so that is. I can English, I promise. So that is definitely considered. Now I'm just trying to make it sparkle. Sparkles are important, just as Lisa said. I actually made a mistake because there are two versions of the app that is running Lisa. So the first app, aptly named Speech, which is atrocious.
Oh, you best believe I'm reacting to everything in the chat. If they're throwing words my way, I'm catching them like a pro. What about you, Zerg? Are you keeping up with the chaos in the chat, or do we need to turn you into our next meme? Discuss.
I don't need to be the next meme. However, right now I made a mistake. I forgot to implement a, well, pick and choose whatever chat message you want to respond to. There are two versions of this control panel that Lisa is working through, called Speech, which is an awesome name, not completely verbose at all. It did go through chat messages, selecting just 20 and then selecting one every X amount of seconds. But I forgot to do that in my enthusiasm of creating the new control panel. So right now she's reacting to everything, which is not going to be absolute chaos at all, I promise. What did that do to you? Oh, you're over here. Oh, that did nothing. That's correct. It did nothing. I'm feeling if I do that, then the entire layout is going to burst. No, not yet. Row you, row you. I need 3 columns, I think, because I also have this one. That is not 2 star, but we're gonna see what happens. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Wow, I promise I know what I'm doing. So now it's like this, which is sort of fine. Guess that's kind of what I want. And then just add a new layout or new vertical layout over here. And then push the authenticated one back. That's fine. So let's first align everything, because otherwise I'm going insane. Did they fix this? Yes, they did. There was a moment where normally when I want to remove an entire line, I use Control backspace. Last Visual Studio version, that didn't work properly. So if we were quite deep in nesting, I would have to manually just press the button continuously. I'm so glad to fix that, because it was driving me mad. Let's make a vertical. Hello? Tag layout. Grid. I don't know. Row 0. Grid column 1. And we're just quickly going to give you 2. We give padding. First we give spacing and then we give padding. Oh, we do give padding. We give both. Okay, that's fine. Padding. Do we need padding? I don't think so. We'll leave that out for now. Let's see. We do need background. Background. Number 222, I guess. Don't close it like that. Yoink. And then we'll add a label, if I could spell correctly. Text. I don't know. Stream title. Title. And then it looks like this, which is off. Guess padding did something. FYI, for the future, never let me build your website. Or at least don't let me style it. Because this will happen. So, go back to you. Go back to the layout. Spacing, 10. Padding, 10. Let's just see what 10, not 0. Yes, that looks about right. It does look weird because... Oh, I know why it looks weird. I should probably push that down one. Because otherwise it's quite a weird breakup between these bold labels and then just a normal one. So... I could just add an empty label. Oh, almost destroyed my beautiful egg. We should all have an egg. We should all have a dragon egg. Lisa, you should really give out dragon eggs next time we're live. We should make that an emote or something.
Dragon eggs? Now that's a power move. But let's be real, you'd just end up with dragons that don't code right. Can you even handle one? You can barely manage this UI. Are you ready to handle some fiery chaos? Hurry up, or I'll have to set some fire under you.
Oh no, I just have to hurry up. Calm down, take your time. I think. So we have our title, then we have a category, text category. I also need to figure out how to, well, not quite bind the entire thing, but bind them partially. I did that before, I just have to check where. I'm pretty sure I did it. I did it somewhere. Oh yeah, oh, wait. Is that here? No, not really. Oh, okay, it's fine. It's fine. We can do multiple things at once, because I really want to move on to the OBS side and not spend too long on the Twitch side. So right now we can get the category. So if we are connected, I hope I have a method for that. On connection successful or something like it. Do auth on no connection. I have a connection error, but I apparently do not have a. Oh yeah, on authentication successful. I know it's all in the UI thread. I should probably move that aside. Actually, it isn't on the UI thread. That's the beauty of it, because this is a reaction to a event. Whoa! So that's actually fine. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful code. Pretty colors. Sometimes it's just about the colors. Okay, so update counters. Update counters responds, or actually calls a service that will update this part of the stats. So status on offer online. Well, that should actually be set here. In theory, viewers will well, the amount of viewers we currently have, and uptime, which is the total time to stream. You won't see anything right now because I'm not authenticated, and last time I checked, the authentication was broken. Don't know why. Need to figure that out. Oh, we can just try authenticate. Oh, it works somehow. There it is. Oh, it does update the title. I see possibilities right now. 2 viewers. So only status isn't getting an update. So it's a good thing I'm testing this, because I do not drop the egg. Good thing I'm testing this, because I have forgotten I actually did this already. Category should also work, I hope. So what are we doing? We are in the category of game and software developer. Oh, see, I broke it. I should probably move that over to a view model. Yoink. Start it again. Actually, we don't start it again, because we don't have to yet. Let's see. We have the title somewhere. But where? Go to picker. Picker. Send message. Oh, right. I also needed to debug this. Update stream. That works. But where do we set the title? Hello? So we have a entry. Stream title. Yoink. There it is. Update counter asynchronous. So if it's not connected, return. Get stream information, which is just a service I quickly put together. Get stream info for a channel. It uses the Twitch API to get information on my channel and the current active stream, which in theory apparently can be multiple. Apparently, I didn't know, because they return a collection. Check if it's null. I do a null check here, ironically, because last time I told someone I rarely do null checks. And then I dispatch to the UI to update the current information. Which means no bindings. How annoying. And to call it this every 3 seconds and then update every a label might be what's it called, overkill anyway. So let's not do that just yet. Maybe I should move over to a view model, but I don't know. Maybe something else with the controller? Maybe. Let me think on that for a moment. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that one here. So we're gonna move over to OBS, which is another beautiful page. And OBS does follow at least a little bit of view modeling, of binding and commanding.
No judgments? Well, that's a cozy little fantasy world you've got there. But this isn't a therapy session, this is code. Get in the zone. Don't let the casual vibes distract you. Let's crank this project up to 11. Are you ready to level up or what?
I'm so sorry about that reaction. Absolutely okay, no judgments here. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, to not judge everyone we see for anything that we all do is a good way to view the world. So the OBS page. OBS is my most interesting one because right here I want to get all the current sources in my active scene. So right now I have an active scene called Overlay Duo, which is me, Lisa, whatever my screen is up to, and chat. But there's only so many active sources on this. Let me quickly check. Actually, there are more sources on this because I also have hidden ones. That's interesting. So first we need to get our current sources, our current scene view, which we know because we actually get that already. So where is it? OBS. It's in its own folder. OBS. OBS web server uses opcodes in order to identify certain operations, requests, or events, or whatever. So I have the documentation right here, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Supportive? Aw, that's sweet. But don't let it turn into a snooze fest. You gotta keep it lively. If you're pulling back, that just gives me more room to roast. Step it up, 1-1 lion. We need some banter. Bring the energy back in. Let's make this chat sizzle.
Oh, you heard it, lion. But, you know, you have been passed the torch. It's up to you to keep chat alive. I mean, it's mostly for fun and games anyway, so, you know, this is fun. It's fun. It creates entertainment. You know, now it's finally someone else she's roasting instead of just me. Supportive person, I can certainly stop being that if you prefer. But that would involve a lot of fewer messages. No, never stop being supportive. Never stop being supportive. That art is actually pretty cute. Okay, back to work. Stop getting distracted. We need to get something. I already get my scenes, and my scenes don't actually tell me what's in them. However, I can get a scene list. I already get the scene list, but this is not what I wanted. There is a request you can make that will give you a ton of information about all your sources, all your scenes, and all the sources in them. It's not this one. I did get it once. And now I've lost it. Which is very typical me, by the way. OBS sub client. Version information. Empty. Of course it is. So, let's go back here. Oh. That was interesting. Go all the way back up, I suppose. Yoink. So, let's go to requests and find all our scenes. Because I know they exist because it's in the JSON that OBS uses to decipher what goes where. Get scene name, set scene name, create input. What is input anyway? What's for input in this regard? Well, it's not showing. That's that's that much. transitions, filters, scene items. Get scene item list, get group scene, okay, just look at this. Yoink. Get a list of all scene items in a scene. So the documentation calls it scene items. Awesome. Scene items, which is an array of objects. I love it. So is that what we want? Let's quickly implement that one. Let's make a very quick search for source. Search the scene for source. But this is a scene item, so that's what we need. Okay, so let's just get the source for our active scene. We can stop this, that's fine. And now, and it's been a while since I've done this, this is the front-facing OBS service. And the OBS service relies on the, OBS WebSocket client, which is a beautiful piece of code that will, one, connect to OBS using the WebSocket, and it will track what operations we have sent to OBS to perform and which ones have been completed. And then it raises the corresponding task that was assigned to a collection. Wow, I'm really screwing this up. Basically, it tracks asynchronous tasks and raises them as finished when OBS gets back. It's fine. I can English. I promise. I'm not going through all of this, because there is a lot here. Start listening, opens the connection, and performs the first authentication, which is a username and password. It requires opcodes to check where are we, what did we request. So 0 is a hello message, which is the very first handshake you make to OBS to say, oi, I want a connection. 2 is authentication successful, which is a whole process on its own. And then it's just kind of looking for anything else we have set up or any other requests we have registered, and then try to send the result back to whatever called the OBS service. And sending just sends stuff. Now, in order to make a new call, it's actually not that difficult. It's actually pretty interesting because it's really easy, it's really simple. The only thing you do is you create an object containing your opcode and the data that you are sending along with the request. That's always a request type, which corresponds to the name of the method that you want to call in OBS. So we have on the documentation get scene items. I lost it, but I can just reload the documentation. That took a while. Get scene item list. Get a list of all scene items in a scene. So this is the type. And this is a request. A request has opcode 6. So you can say public async task get scene items for our current scene. I think we can get that from the OBS service, but I'm not entirely sure. We're gonna see. So first we add a request ID. It's going to suggest the actual code because, well, this is almost entirely copy paste, and then the only thing you change is maybe the opcode and the request type, and that's it. Request ID is a GUID, new GUID. The string. The GUIDs are optional, but they are very useful to keep track of what we're doing and which responses or which requests have been finished by OBS. Var get scene items request. I'm kind of a boss in all my code. I mean, that's just how I like things. I rather have a long name and I know for sure what it's representing, instead of a very short name and it's very questionable what it's supposed to be doing. So, opcode is 6. D for data is a new object, and it has a request type. In this case, it's a string. I copied the thing. So, and then we add a request ID, which is a request ID. Now, whoa, smooth. Okay, this request has parameters, fields basically, asking for either the CNAME or the CUUUID. We can provide both. That's fine. So basically what we do, and we did this before, let's see, is request data. This is basically in here go all your parameters. And apparently already added. Replace with actual scene. Really? Scene name, but I don't want to use the scene name. I prefer to use the scene UUID. And we're going to replace that later. Right now, I want to finish up this thing. And then it's actually as simple as just going through the JSON serializer and sending it off to the WebSocket to, well, wait for OBS to process it. So string get scene items JSON, yoink, JSON serializer, serialize this object, it's fine, response, and the WebSocket client has a very general method of sending stuff, just send request async. You would think there's also a send request synchronous, but no, there isn't, unfortunately. Send the ID. The ID is used to track this task in the collection and the actual request to OBS. And the request ID within the payload is just to ensure that I can correlate this request in the OBS logs in case something goes wrong. But now we are getting a response, and that response is an object. It's an array. And apparently OBS has no idea what's in them. And I am going to guess that they do have a scene item here somewhere. Let's take a look. Scene items. These are the requests. Go up. Enumeration, events. Just kind of looking for the models. Request all response, code 7. At most, what I can also just do is ask the debugger what the response is and then generate a class for based on that, which is fine. I guess that's fine. So we need to give you You also have a view model, which is all of this. Right. So that's all of this. String scene UID. So it only makes sense to call scene items for the scene that we're currently on. So we first need to get the current scene, which I think we already do. This is the in-between OBS view model. Here it is. It has scene list, select preview scene. Does it get the current scene? I think I do have a method for that. And otherwise it's really easy to implement. Get scenes, scene list, order by name. Apparently I don't, which is fine. Okay. Okay, that's fine. So we can say, going to close all of this. Actually, not the OBS page, because I need that. Load all. Oh, oh look, my old code. It's all here. Get active scene. So I can get the active scene. On appearing. On appearing still works on this. So just, what are we executing here? Connect. That's fine. Start stop. Switch scene. Scene collection. Okay. On appearing. Connect. I do hope that this will be asynchronous. So command, connect command, establish connection, and after establish connection, I'm lost in my own code. Amazing. I haven't looked in this for like 3 days and I've already forgotten half of it. Let's take a look. Change previous scene. How do I get these scenes? Is that still on the back end of the page? Because this doesn't work anymore. But we do still get the list. The list is this one. But where does it go? Oh, here it is. Get scenes. On all success, get scene. Right. I knew that. On all success. Ow. My foot has decided to rebel against me. So get the scene. Get scenes. Actually, if we make this a function, we can get everything at once. Which is fine. I think. And then we have to update it whenever we switch scenes. That makes sense. So we are going to yoink this out. On alt success. Make this a method. Apparently I do not do anything in this method. That's fine. Let's register it as task, which means I have to rewrite that thing again. Yoink. We can say get scenes. Scene list get scenes. Almost. Hold up. Oh, well, right. These are just wrappers for the actual thing. Get scenes calls another get scene list from the OBS service, and then it updates the thing. That's fine. So after we do that, we can ask await get active scene. Make that a method. We are going to add a parameter or a parameter. Oh yeah, I know my code. I'm going to add a property for it, I believe. This is like the preview scene. Public scene. Active scene. See, active scene or active program scene. Active scene. It's fine. It's fine. What did you suggest? OBS active scene. Don't think OBS service has that. But it's fine to just get it. Add it as a full property. Scene. Active scene. Yoink. Get active scene. Otherwise, active scene is equals a value, and raise the property changed event. That's fine, I believe. Question is, if we do not have an have a known active scene, should we allow the property to get it? No, because that doesn't work like that. Get active scene. OBS service. Get active scene. Oh wait. This returns current program scene response. Awesome. Well, response. And the response has a D with response data, which gives me everything for a scene. I believe I can actually just say JSON serializer. JSON serializer dot deserialize as a scene response data. Oi, is oh right. That doesn't work like that. Of course it doesn't. Well, how did I do that on the service? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Transition, get preview scene. Response, I don't do anything with these responses. But why? Get screenshot, doesn't work. Get active scene. Oh, it's the entire current preview scene response. Okay, it's the upper object. So we go back here. Current preview scene. It's not a preview. It's the active scene, current program scene. Now I'm confused. Result. Maybe I just can't get it. Actually, I only need a UUID, so I guess just a string is fine. So we say response. It's a response. Response data scene UUID. And we're just going to quickly change this one. Active scene UUID. Make that string. you have been promoted to be a string. That one and that one, that's fine. You are not actually going to raise any events. So, no. No need for that. In that case, we could just make it a normal property. Can we easily change them back? Use auto property. There it is. Active scene UUI ID. Yoink. So, active scene UUID equals response. That's fine. These should probably be public. At least this one should be public. One or success shouldn't be. So that's you. Then let's go in here. Actually, let's not go in here. Where am I going? I don't know. I don't know. More water. Ah, the water is attacking me. Water is very dangerous. If you didn't know that already. So we get the scene, we get the ID, and we get it on all success. So we get it immediately. If when we switch, we need to call this again. So we say toggle no, trigger scene transition. The problem we will now be facing is that a studio transition takes time. And maybe we can get away with the idea that it will have switched immediately. But I doubt it. Because OBS needs about 300 seconds to, or actually, it takes about, yeah, it does take 300 seconds. Before it switches to active scenes. So, are we going to do that? Oh, we can respond to a event. Go back up. There are events. So what we can do is on current program scene changed. The current program scene has changed, and it gives me the new UUID of the scene that has been switched to. The only thing I need to find out is what the opcode is for events. Opcode 5, which has a type, an intent. I don't know what an intent is. And event data, which is optional. Amazing. Sent from OBS, sent to, everyone subscribed. Description, an event coming from OBS has occurred, scene switch, source muted, whatever. So an intent, event intent, the original intent required to be subscribed to in order to receive the event. Aha, I see, sharp. Even without glasses. That's good to know, because then I need to figure out if we are subscribed to events or not. I think I am, but it might be nice to actually check it. If I can find out. Or maybe it will just send me I think it will just send everything. WebSocket. So the WebSocket should now also take into account. Actually, should it? Base message is a JSON element and data request ID. So it will fail on this part because it doesn't have a request ID. A event has... I lost it. I lost it. Great. Awesome. Let's get back here. Oh. Event. Put code 5. I guess I could just check if it's up code 5 and then do something, I suppose. So base message is op equals 5. That was weird. Wrapped it in an if. Received message is an event. It's an event, and how do I guess something with naming. You know. This is going to be a challenge. Let's first just get the data. So, what do we need? We need to get the event type. So, event type is whatever the name of this event is, of the received event. Make that like this. Intent, which we don't use, I suppose. Original intent required to be subscribed to in order to receive the event. Number for intent. Not really sure what that means. And event data, which is just everything else. So, I suppose what we can do. What can we do? We can just add a bunch of event handlers or just events on the service, I guess, on the client, and then have the client invoke those. Well, they have to be defined on the OBS WebSocket client. And then the OBS WebSocket client can raise the proper events. And the OBS service only has to subscribe to the proper events. And then, what about multiple events coming in at the same time? It might not matter. Why? Because we're only going to handle certain events at any time. Okay, I think that's going to be an acceptable plan, I think. So let's start with a public event handler, and we are going to say, what was my name for this? Current program scene changed. Yoink. So looking at the documentation, current program scene changed is an event that we can receive. However, it doesn't specify what the intent ID is. And I don't know how important it's going to be. So either I need to check on the name, but I'd rather not. But if I have to, then, well, I'm going to have to. So, let's put it down here. We get the event name. string event name. That doesn't work. Data. Where do you get data from? Oh, you get data from over here. We pass it as a JSON element called data. That's fine. Make it data. Is it an as? No, is. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I'll figure it out eventually. And data get property. Try get property. Right, maybe we can actually copy this. Normally well, if you don't have to, don't, but we kind of do. This would be event data. Request ID. This can go up here. This would be the event name element. Event type element, actually. Element. And we are going to give you, so if base message, which is just a WebSocket base with this, which is an opcode and a data, given a certain type, which is object, because we don't know what we're getting. Pass that back to its base form and go through the opcodes. If it's an event, we check to ensure it's a JSON element. Then assign it to event data variable and get the property named event type and get its key value pair. Well, it's elements. Okay, it's elements. Okay. So that means that event type element now, if we say get string, should contain the name that we want, which is the event name. Okay, we're slowly piecing it together. I promise. So we have the event name. If event name is equal to current program scene changed, then invoke program scene changed. That makes sense. It's actually pretty interesting what it's trying to give me here. I would have to do this anyway, because I do get data back, which is a scene name and a scene UUID. Okay. Let's give you a object assignment just for temporary solutions. And then we say we don't care about this information, or do we? How do we do it here with the request? we don't do anything. We just send the entire message. All right, that's fine. That's fine. no deserialization or further deserialization, just send the message as is. Because whoever is subscribed to an event should handle its information, should handle the information too. It really depends on how often the WebSocket client is receiving messages. Preferably, I would just have it push messages away as quickly as possible. So I suppose we can just say invoke with a string, which is your base message, or actually the entire message. Invoke with message. We need to update our event handler real quick. Event arg string invoked by this and containing this message. Okay. So I do want to change this because this is very problematic. String equals. I didn't always use string equals, or did I? I don't know. Oh, name. That one. String comparison. Ordinal ignore case. Sure. Just do the most expensive one yet. If that is the same, regardless of however it's typed, get data. But then we don't actually need to get the data. I knew I was doing something I didn't need to do. It's beautiful. Wow, my headset went to sleep. It's absolutely beautiful.
Headset snoozing?
Yes.
Seriously? That's your excuse? Time to wake it up, Zerg. You can't let a little tech fatigue slow you down. Get back to that code. The world isn't going to wait for you to restart your headset. Let's crank this up.
Well, I just did a lot of work. I know you've been snoozing on the job. So now we get...
Snoozing? Please. I've just been waiting for you to catch up with your own brilliance. But let's be real, Zerg, there's always room for improvement. What's next? Get those comments flowing, or do I need to start critiquing this masterpiece? Let's see what else you can bring to the table.
So let's implement the current scene program, the current program scene changed event as an actual method. Otherwise, I'm gonna have trouble finding it later. On current program scene changed. Yoink. Objects under string A, E. That's fine. So, that's E. E. I suppose we can actually try to serialize it back to a current program scene. I think. I'm not entirely sure. Otherwise, we can just ask it to find the scene UUID. Oh, as current scene. Hello? Oh, right. I forgot there was a level in between the view model and the service. Do we just chain them together? That's kind of weird. But I suppose we're gonna have to. It's fine. It's fine. Public. It's kind of weird. But hey. Let's give you a small letter to start with. And then call the big letter, make a null check, and invoke it. Looks weird. Looks really weird. So the socket client has an event that fires when the scene changed. Then the service needs to do the same. It's basically propagating the event up all the way. But I'm pretty sure there's a better way to do this, instead of just defining events in every layer. But I suppose it's fine for now. There is no permanent solution. There's no... What was it saying again? There is no temporary solution, only permanent ones? Something like that. I don't need to be on the client sockets anymore. Don't need to be on you. OBS page. The thing is, I can't actually test it while I'm streaming, which is actually pretty funny. There is a certain irony to it. Oh. I'm lost again. How am I getting lost in my own code? It's not even that much. My foot is being rebellious. I don't like it. I am in serious pain. The view model can then also react to not all success on current program changed. I do think that the OBS server should return an actual object. So we need to get the scene name and the scene ID from the string. And I'm just kind of hoping. So if I am to just yoink an event together, this is what E would look like. This is what E looks like. It has an opcode, there's a D, it has event type, an intent, event data, and there are two of these. There are two objects in event data. And I want the last one. Can I, just for giggles, copy you, go to my responses. Actually, I'll make a new folder called event responses. Perfect naming. Make it a class. Name this current program scene changed event. Beautiful name. Go in here, then go to edit, paste special, and paste JSON as classes. And the only thing I need to do then is remove the root object, because our class is the root object, and make it public. So we have an opcode, we have a D, we have an event type name and event data. And then we can do, what we can do in the event data is add our information. Scene name and public string scene UUID. Perfect. Beautiful namespace. Then in the service, we can say JSON serializer deserialize into a current program scene changed event from E, which will give us a new program scene. And then we can say E, interesting, not E, new program scene, dot D dot event data scene UUID. And this is the thing we want to pass along. So this is fine. So the socket client will just send the entire message as it receives it, trying to get rid of it as soon as possible. The OBS service will then deserialize the message, which I shall not call E, message, into a current program scene changed event object, and then extract the new scene UUID from the scene. And then we just need to set it in the view model, because the view model knows all. And on current program scene changed, we are going to say on active scene changed, on active program scene changed, on current program scene changed, and string E will be a string UUID, and then the only thing we have to do is set UUID. And I don't need to call the update property update because we are not binding it to anything. This is just for us to keep track of what we're doing. This looks fine, I think. In theory, this works. In theory. What do you think, Lisa? Am I right in my thinking?
Looks like you're knee-deep in a code jungle. But let's not get too comfortable. What's the plan here, Zerg? This isn't a stroll in the park. You need a game plan. Are you sure you're handling those parameters right? Break it down for me. Step it up and let's see that logic shine.
Okay, I'll break it down for you. We have the OBS WebSocket client, which will now respond to events and these events will then propagate up to this OBS service and the OBS view model. And current program scene change is just one of these services. Does it make sense? Don't think it's gonna answer me. It's not in use, so it's thinking about it. Lisa is thinking real hard on a proper response. We have the UUID. we did a lot of stuff just to get a UUID. Okay, then we were going to use the UUID to get sources. Right, so our OBS service, somewhere over here, has this one, which I can call from my view model. It's not a command. Actually, maybe we do need to call property changed. But it's not bound to the UI. I will need to think on that. Lots of thinking required. So what we can do is write our item get seen items part. So public get seen items, public using task get seen items using the string seen UUID. We did implement this earlier, but where did we do this? We did it on the service, which is fine. And let's see the others. I need a quick example. View model. Okay, so you can be. We don't want to make this more complicated than it is, and I'm already failing at that, which is awesome. So we are just going to say OBS service dot get seen items with our scene UUID. It's an awaitable, and this gives us nothing. Nice. Right, because that was the other thing we were trying to do. Lisa apparently stopped working completely, or at least stopped wanting to listen to whatever I'm going to say, which is fine. We have get seen items, then what do we get back from this? Where is it? There's an event. Get seen item list. Just getting stuff. We are getting undefined stuff. Awesome. Okay, that's fine. So we are getting this. Get seen items. Can't quite fix this while I'm streaming, because that would be weird, switching to another scene. Although I do maybe have a scene ready. Let me check. This one's fine. Just a scene without Lisa, I believe. So get seen items. We're just going to add quickly add a button on this live preview, because I need to make sure I can find my button. Stack layout, because that's good as place as any. Oh, right. That was a thing. Never mind. Live preview doesn't work, or at least the way I do it, when you have multiple pages and I don't understand how to switch between them. It's probably because I didn't correctly register the different pages on the app shell, but I don't really know how else to do it. Where is it? It disappeared. Awesome. Well, it's gone. Never mind. So we're just gonna make a button, text, get scene items. I do have to make a quick command for it if I just want to see what's happening. View model, public I command get scene items command. Pen button listener. How did you get from public to pen public listener? Assign you to new command async. Oh wait, get scene items. It's going to put a breakpoint on our event in the highest possible level and put a breakpoint on get scene items. And then I think we're ready. Actually, no, because we have malformed XML. Command equals binding get scene items command. Close that. And I think we can press start. I have a scene selected. Should probably press it again. What? Why does it do this? Why? Shall be like, nah. Try it again. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. OBS. Then we are going to switch to Dev Unity. So that's now set as the active one. I'm going to say transition. Let's set the ID. So that's fine. We're only missing Lisa. And now if I say get scene items, you have to kind of click through them. I have a JSON exception. But why? How annoying. Okay, so we don't have our proper stack because we don't know where we're going. Right, so let's try that again. Get scene items, yoink. And on the end of this thing as well. Oh, I think OBS has kicked us out, which is unfortunate. Let's take a look at the logs. View current log. No, I don't see it. That's fine. This ain't working. Not properly anyway. least I can switch back to Lisa. So go back to OBS. Go back to Overlay Duo. Transition to Scene. Transition to Scene. And then we can... You're valid, so that's fine. Then go here. And then we're going to say get scene items. Make the request. Oh, hold up. That means you're actually having a problem. But why? But why? We're not even getting here. Confuzzlement all around. Is it this one? Maybe. Just maybe. Put that back here. Get scene item. I think OBS just kicked us out again. That's fine. Probably need to work on that too at some point. OBS. I need to do that right now. It's fine. It's fine. Overlay Dev Unity. Transition. What's with all these messages? My guy. Okay, so handle incoming messages. When I press the button, it should allow us to go through the stack. So get items, send a request, you, message. What are you, message? Let's not use the normal string viewer. Let's use the JSON visualizer. String is not JSON formatted. Why? I think my buffer ain't big enough. Oof. Okay. I guess that happened. Okay. Oh. That's the thing. That is a thing that happens. Bit of light. Bit of water. So, I don't know, just double it. And see what happens. Can I know beforehand how big my buffer is? No, I can't. At least I don't think so. I don't know. More research required. 10 minutes remaining. It would be awesome to get this working. Oh! Ah, yes. The big, deep blue void. If you ever wondered what was behind all those beautiful and fancy controls, well, this is it. Absolutely nothing with a blue speck in the middle. Try it again. There it is. OBS. No need to handle you yet. We go to overlay duo, transition to scene. Put you on. Get scene items. And an incoming message. Are you a proper Jason now? No, you are not, apparently. How big are you? My guy. Right. I see. Sharp. Ah. So this is for... You can go to 8. Or we can go even higher. 16 kilobytes? That's a lot of text. OBS. Let's try it again. Again! Duo, transition to scene. I'm already on Duo. That doesn't work. But it works fine. Set the breakpoint again. Get scene items. Continue. Let's check message. Jason. Finally! Well, we have data. Houston, we have data. Response data. Scene items. I see. That's a lot of information. But are these more or less the same? Input kind is group. Blend mode. Enabled. ID. Index. Locked. The transform, which I hope is just always the same. Source name, type, source type input. Everything is source type input. Okay. And the source UUID. Okay. I think we can work with this. So what I'm gonna do first is just message, text visualizer, Control A. I want it all, and I want it now. So this is a response to get current scene items. And inside we go to edit, paste special, paste Jason's classes. It's not as bad as it looked in the inspector. Okay, so let's take a look. Opcode and data. It has an ID, status, type. Response data is a scene item array. Maybe I'll convert it to a list immediately. No, actually I'm going to do that right now. Yoink. And I think we can then just say convert it over. Hand it over. Hand over all your valuable data. So you Jason deserialize, get scene items from the response. That should be fine. And I suppose we can just give this back, because that is actually what we expect. Get scene items. We can bind that to something. I suppose we need to make a container of some sort with properties that actually match, but they all match. So we only need to get a few things like active, I believe. Something like visible, active, name, and state. Because these aren't audio sources, I believe. The audio mixer is its own thing. Can we get that? I wonder. Audio. Get special inputs. Oh, of course it is. Of course it's its own thing. Okay, that's fine. Set input mute. Okay, so this has its own stuff. Okay. This works nicely. These are events. Input requests. Right, input as in input device. Right, I knew that. So if we say get input mute, gets the audio mute state, set mute, gets audio mute, sets the mute state. Okay, but I don't believe they're actually part of this response. So actually, let's not give the entire thing because we don't have to. From this scene items response, get data, response data, scene items, and just return the scene items. This is a list of that stuff. Okay. Task list of get current scene items dot scene item. Get current scene items dot scene item. Okay, so that should be that. Then what we do is check OBS first. What we then do is something I had forgotten. Oh, we just tested. Let's go! Press the button. Press the big green button. More water. Despite all the health hazards it has posed up to now. At least the dashboard works. In one go. OBS. And no message. I have verified the message is being handled correctly. So we go to overlay duo. Press the fake transition scene. Need to fix that probably. Get scene items. And have you have returned after 9 milliseconds. That's pretty good. And you contain my data with items. Oh, beautiful. That is actually pretty good. That's pretty good. So this one is called window capture, which is not the current one. Main display is this display, as it is. Input kind is monitor capture, blend normal. It's enabled. Index of 2, is that correct? I don't know. Don't think so. At least not in my source list. It's not locked. It has a position somewhere on the canvas. It has a name and an ID. Okay, so we return that. And then we do nothing with it. Amazing. Awesome. Okay. We can then say public list whatever the thing was, get current scene items, scene items, we are going to bind these, so get make this a field, private list of this, scene items, get, return scene items, set, set value and invoke property changed, because we are going to bind it to the UI, or at least parts of it. So let's make a quick test and bind it somewhere. OBS page. Let's take a quick gander at where we can place it. Let's put that in a collection view, audio source list. Let's repurpose this one. We can bind that. Date type equals view model. No, equals view model. It is the view model. OBS view model. No. Hold up. I always get this confused. Response models. Dot scene. No, I have a response model somewhere. Let's take a look. Responses, right? Because I actually did that already. X data type equals response models. Over there. And this is scene current broken scene items. Which is over this. Scene items. I need to navigate one down. I can't, apparently. Awesome. You are known. Are you public? That's the next question. You are. The scene item is the thing that we want. Does that mean we have to move the scene item object to its own file inside responses. Maybe. Get current scene items. I guess we can navigate to them eventually. The data scene items. That looks so weird. That's cursed. Label. Binding the response data scene items. But items is the type. Can I say no? I cannot, apparently. Or am I still doing this wrong? Am I supposed to bind to the view model? Who knows something? No. The view model knows nothing. It knows nothing. Okay, so I think that won't work with a data binding. At least not within a class in a class. So we're going to move this out. We're going to move you out. I'm going to give you your own file. Move to scene items, yes. And move you there with it. That's fine, I think. I don't want you part of a partial class. I want you to be your own thing, and you can support this one. Then on the OBS page, you should be able to say response models x data type response models. Where is it? Scene item. And this label will then be our source name, I suppose. Does that make sense? I think so. Item source for the collection view does not exist here. Why not? Just give me the same thing. The binding for the collection view itself is the scene items. Need to move this about. For some reason, Visual Studio decided to add Windows devices input for whatever reason. Windows doesn't exist in this project type. So that should give me at least something. Don't need slider, just add the label. And let's see if this works. Would be nice if it did. It means I'm learning slowly. No! I forgot something. What did I do? Oh, right. Could be worse. Let's try it again. Yoink. Going to... Hello? Uh-oh. I broke shell. My nav bar is broken. Next screen. Why? It just knows when you're in a hurry to do something, because then it will just break down everywhere. OBS. Get stuff. Dev Unity. No, Dev Duo. Transition. Get items. Didn't say it doesn't know what it's doing. It's just not showing them. But why? 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 Don't stop singing. No one wants to hear me sing. Maybe it's just because the grid is being weird. Was that going to be set once? Yeah, sure. It's not here. Okay. Yeah, the entire binding broke. The scene list is gone. And this didn't bring it back. Suspicious. OBS. Get the stuff. Duo. Transition. Get items. And then we are going to the view model. Go to... Is this the point I find out I don't actually call it? Maybe. Oh. Right. Awesome. I mean, just awesome. I regret so many things. When you add a property, you should probably also assign it a value if you want to see it on the screen. I know what I'm doing, I promise. Overlay duo, transition scene, get stuff. Let's go. Yeah! Whew, it works. Works like a charm. Awesome. Okay, I do want to keep things here for today. We did a lot of stuff. Lisa broke down again. I will figure that out once I dig into the logs of what happened. So, next stream is going to be Thursday, I believe, and it will be back to working on Lisa, because I still need to properly test both Vosk and what's it called? Direct show. Because I just kind of rushed that, and now half the thing is broken. So, you know, that's fun. Okay, all that being said, this was good. Lots of stuff got done. And I see everyone next time.